Hey there, Bearcat Nation, and welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Report. We hope you enjoyed your break, but athletics were very busy. We start off in the gym with men's volleyball, Brandon.
The Bearcats were on the road this past weekend for a couple contests against number 3 Park University. They dropped both of those hard-fought contests, moving them to 8-21 on the season. The Bearcats wrapped up the road portion of their inaugural season. They'll head home now to the Statham Center for their final 2 contests, the first of which will be this Saturday against Quincy University at 3 p.m. Live stats will be available. For a list of events, check the Game Central link on mckbearcats.com.
Despite the cold weather, baseball was in full action out at Hypes Field. Last Monday, they had a split against Rockhurst University, and on Wednesday against University of Missouri St. Louis, all thanks to a big 9 spot in the 5th inning. The Bearcats took a W 10-6. On the mound, senior Ben DeLassey came in for relief Mitch Langenhorst in the back in the 5th, where he threw 5 innings and gave up 2 runs to improve to 2-0. At the plate, the Bearcats were led by senior Tyler Collins, who went 2 for 4 and collected 2 RBIs. Bearcats this past weekend, though, traveled to Drury University for a 4-game series where the Bearcats were swept. The Bearcat pitching staff allowed 32 runs, all but 3 were earned, and on the offense was quietly scoring 6 out of 26 hits. Baseball moves to 5-9 overall, 1-7 in the GLVC. They have a 6-game homestand that will start this Saturday out at Hypes Field with a 12 o'clock first pitch doubleheader against Southern Indiana. You can check that out on the Bearcat Sports Network.
On the softball diamond, when we last spoke, the Bearcats were headed to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for 6 games over a 3-day stretch. That went well as they won 5 of those 6 contests, but heading home, the chilly weather has been enough to cool off the Bearcats as they've dropped 5 of their past 6. It got underway with a tough doubleheader against the 13th-ranked Tritons of the University of Missouri St. Louis. The Bearcats battled them tough, but ended up dropping both of those contests before starting a weekend series against the Rangers of the University of Wisconsin-Parkside. They split that doubleheader as they lost Game 1 in heartbreaking fashion before they rebounded in Game 2. Kelsey Stauskas sent the Bearcats home a winner with a walk-off single in the bottom of the 7th. Erica Johnson added an RBI and a run scored in the 7th inning as the Bearcats took it 2-1 over the Rangers. That proved to be the highlight of the weekend for the Bearcats, as on Sunday they dropped both games to the Flyers of Lewis University. The Bearcats now stand at 8-13, 3-7 in GLVC play. They return to action this Saturday with the twin bill as they travel to take on the Knights of Bellarmine.
Out on the turf, lacrosse was in action this past weekend. Not here at home, though. They had a 2-game road trip. They traveled Saturday to the University of Findlay, where the Bearcats took on the Oilers in a hard-fought battle, but a valiant effort towards the end to come back. Fell short as they fell 15-13. Morgan Craman led the team with 5 goals. And then on Sunday, the Bearcats traveled to Lake Erie College. The Bearcats, despite trailing most of the way and scoring 3 goals in a span of 30 seconds late into the second half, fell with a score of 15-11. Bearcats in that game were led by freshman midfielder Victoria Lelo, who had a team-high 4 goals and 2 assists. The Bearcats now stand at 2-3 and will be back home at Lehman Field on Saturday, March 29th versus Tiffin University with a 2 o'clock draw time. Check that out on the Bearcat Sports Network by visiting mckbearcats.com.
Last Thursday was a big day in McKendree athletics as the ribbons were officially cut on the Wrestling and Sports Performance Centers. Austin.
It was a beautiful ceremony and a beautiful facility for both our 26 athletic teams.
But today, we dedicate 2 outstanding facilities for use by the gifted students of our university. We thank you all for joining us for this special moment in McKendree's history.
On behalf of over 700 student athletes here at McKendree, we are extremely grateful and appreciative of the new Sports Performance Center and Wrestling Center. The Sports Performance Center will allow us to prepare and train to compete at the highest level. The transition to Division II of the NCAA has been an awakening experience. Competing in one of the toughest conferences, the Great Lakes Valley Conference, requires us to become stronger, faster, and more powerful. The wrestling facility is a fantastic addition to an already incredibly successful program. This center will allow both of our wrestling teams the opportunity to train year-round. It will be exciting to watch both of these programs build on their prominence to become national champions. We want to thank all of those responsible for dreaming big and making those dreams become the new McKendree. I want to give a special thank you to the trustees for believing in us, Dr. Dennis, our beloved president, Chuck Brigham, the director of athletics, and certainly Dean and Amanda Olsey. Without them, none of this would be possible. McKendree University is on the move. The additions and improvements throughout the 3 years I have been here have been significant. As a student athlete, it is exciting to be part of such a progressive university. I can't wait to see what is next. For now, these facilities will go a long way to put McKendree University on the NCAA Division II map. Thank you.
7,500 square feet dedicated to both men's and women's wrestling, which houses 2 full mats, a locker room for both the men's and women's teams, as well as bleachers and office spaces for coaches.
We're joined now by men's wrestling coach James Kiskin to talk about the new facilities here on campus. Coach, what are your overall thoughts on the new facilities as they were dedicated last Thursday?
Oh, they're fantastic. They're, they're state of the art. They're nice. They're exactly what we needed.
And what will they do for your program moving forward?
Well, they're obviously big for recruiting. When we bring students to campus and show them those, the weight facility and the wrestling facility. Those are, some of the nicest facilities around. But they're also big for our current athletes. They're able to train when they're free, when they got in between classes and things like that. So they're big.
So the new facilities, they opened up last Thursday. What are your thoughts on the buildings?
Fantastic space. A place where the kids can go there and wrestle in the mornings. They can lift weights in the morning. They can go there at night after their classes and things like that. So it's really a fantastic thing for them to for training, for extra workouts, things like that. So it's a fantastic place for them to get plenty of work done.
And being one of the newer programs here at McKendree, how's it going to help your team grow?
Well, we recruit all spring, and then we also are competing all spring as well. So, for our program, it's just a great place to continue to get better, through the spring and even, as school closes out. And then also bringing kids in from around the country to take a look at our wrestling facility and having the weight room right next to it is a fantastic thing as well. So I think kids are really excited when they step foot in there and see that this is where they could possibly be going to school and training. So.
The other 7,500 square feet in the arcade dedicated to the Sports Performance Centers, which is overseen by McKendree's strength and conditioning coach, Jordan Fark. Well, Coach, first off, a beautiful facility here. How does it help you as a strength and conditioning coach to further the McKendree athletes here?
It makes our job a lot easier. Having 7,500 square feet of practical room that we can bring in so many athletes. University is big. We have a lot of student athletes at McKendree University, so having a facility like this to accommodate the needs of every athlete, from bowling to football to fencing next year, it really helps out. And we couldn't be happier about where we're at right now.
The facility's been in full swing for a couple weeks now. How have you seen the athletes respond to all this new equipment and space that they have to work with?
The attitudes are up. The enthusiasm for being able to see what McKendree puts into athletics and having this type of environment is great. People have said that training is so much about environment. What kind of environment you're training at really helps out. And whenever an athlete walks in here, we're ready for business, and they know that.
Coach, first off, first year of powerlifting, how does this facility as a whole help you build a program in its beginning stages?
This is a tremendous asset every time we bring a recruit on campus. We're always extremely excited about the new facility. It's going to allow us to train in a state-of-the-art facility and get done everything we need to do on the training aspect to allow our athletes to flourish in competition.
Bringing outside people in, both high schools and recruits, like you said, they walk into the facility and they get their first reaction of awe. And how does this facility help bring people from the outside in?
It's a gorgeous facility. Coach Jordan Fark worked with a legend. They did a great job working together to create the facility and design everything to a top-notch facility. So really, when people come in, we have everything they could ever need to obtain all their goals, whether it's health and wellness or whether it's becoming a top-tier power lifter. We have it all here. It's a great facility, and it's amazing.
This place area includes a total of over 19,000 pounds, along with a floor underneath the racks made out of recycled sole of athletic shoes, and contains 2,400 square feet of artificial turf used for sprints and sleds.
We'd like to thank all our coaches and staff that took the time to talk to us this week about the new facilities. That's just about going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Bearcat Sports Report. Good luck to the softball team as they travel this weekend. Volleyball will be at home Saturday at 3 p.m. against Quincy.
Over at Haggs Field, don't forget, baseball start out a 4-game trip this weekend against Southern Indiana. Those games are both doubleheaders on Saturday and Sunday starting at noon. And over at Lehman Field, lacrosse will be at home Saturday with a 2 o'clock first draw time versus Tiffin University, and Sunday at noon. Check those out at mckbearcats.com. Look for the Game Central League. And don't forget to watch all our past episodes on the McKendree University Athletic YouTube page. I'm Austin LaJass, and that's Brandon Phillips. Have a great sports week.